In the immediate aftermath of the amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914, the Yoruba made very substantial contributions to the British economy. According to Lugard, the Southern Protectorate of Nigeria, that is Yorubaland, afforded an immense field for British trade. In 1900, the total value of trade was £3.5 million. By 1913, it had more than trebled, and it reached £17 million in 1918. In 1913, Yoruba trade with the British Empire was £8.5 million, out of a total of £13.5 million. That is, it was 63%. In 1917, it was more than £12 million out of £14.5 million. That is, it was 83%. Yorubaland contributed £6 million to the imperial war debt. The interest and sinking fund on this money reached the sum of £13 million, apparently spread over 36 years, meaning that we Yoruba were still secretly paying for World War I, at least up to the 1950s. Lugard expressed no fear that the expanding revenue of Yorubaland will not be able to bear the financial burden, and he was correct. Keeping in mind that £1 in 1914 is equivalent to £1,500 in money, the volume of trade with Britain at that time amounted to some 45 billion in today's money. The contribution to the imperial war debt amounted to about 20 billion pounds in today's money. Amalgamation shifted the burden of paying for northern Nigeria from the British taxpayer to the Yoruba, whose consent was neither sought nor obtained. In the years before amalgamation, northern Nigeria was a burden on the British taxpayer. According to Lugard, in the year before amalgamation, the grant paid by the British taxpayer stood at £136,000, and it had averaged £314,000 for the 11 years ending on 1 March 1912. By contrast, from 1906, the material prosperity of the South increased with astonishing rapidity, according to Lugard. Liquor duties alone afforded an ever-increasing revenue, yielding the sum of £1,139,000 in 1913. The British government has the moral obligation to immediately, publicly, and officially declare 1. That Yorubaland in 1914 generated income that was more than enough to sustain an independent nation. 2. That the British government, without consent, harmed the Yoruba when it saddled the Yorubaland with its debt burden on northern Nigeria and World War I. And 3. That to this end, the British government supports the emancipation of Yorubaland as provided for in Article 20.1 of the African Charter. Thank you.